who got us here to start on time. So that's a new experience for some of us. Anyway, would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, would you please call the roll?
Archie. Baronis. Present. Bolin.
Present?
Gathing.
Present.
Johnston.
Present.
Verrett.
Present.
Williams.
Present.
7 present. Quorum is good. We have a quorum. At this point, we will go into the superintendent's report and turn it over to Dr. Lance.
Good evening, Board of Education. First up is Dr. Gilbert, our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction.
Good evening, Dr. Lance, President Bolin, board members, oh, there we go, community, welcome tonight. I am here to share with you about our upcoming leadership retreat. July 15th, 16th, and 17th, our leadership team, which consists of all of our cabinet members, our directors, principals, and assistant principals, will be coming together in collaboration with TNTP, otherwise known as the New Teacher Project. And our objective is to really focus on framing our instructional strategies for this upcoming school year, what those leadership roles will look like, how our coaching and what our systems of support will be, and start developing those systems. And so it really will provide us this year, in collaboration with TNTP, an opportunity for us to really think about and extending the excellent work that has already been in place, what those appropriate grade level assignments are, those deep engagement of activities, the high expectations for our students, and the systems that will come together to continue to support that work that's already been, the foundations in place, and building upon that. TNTP as well is also an approved partner for our schools that we have as identified as comprehensive, commendable, and targeted. So this has been the focus of support over the last few years with TNTP, looking at those grade appropriate assignments, strong instruction, high expectations, and deep engagement. This upcoming school year, we're going to really hone in on 3 specific areas, looking at creating respectful and affirming environments, communicating about purpose and content, and using assessment for learning. And TNTP will work alongside us as we collaborate and extend what does this look like in our school improvement plans? What does this look like as we collect data along the way? And how do we provide support for our staff so that they're prepared to meet the rigor and the expectation that will come as part of this work? This is in a quick snapshot with, and this was an approved contract already, so you may recall seeing this. We will have a cycle of work with them where we have leadership professional development and training. We will continue with walkthroughs with the focus on those 3 key areas. And there will be built-in coaching for our building administrators and their teams so we can continue to dig deeper into the work that is taking place. So again, here are the strategies, the cycle that was just present, and the work that we will collaborate and the work that TNTP will continue to support us. In order to continue to allow this, we have some conditions for success that we've agreed to work on with TNTP, and that is making sure that we're identifying those key priority areas, focusing on academics, instructional strategies. We talked about those just a few slides ago, what those expectations are, how do we drive change, how do we ensure that we're all present along the way, and participating in this expected work together. So that is what will be taking place on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. We will also have some team time and an opportunity for us to have some department updates from our other cabinet members, Ms. Fountain and Mr. Neal as well. With that being said, I do want to thank the team that has been working very hard, Ms. Garrett, Ms. Way, and many other directors, as well as Ms. Fountain and Dr. Walters in their work last year that has brought us to our point today for the focus of this upcoming school year.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Business and finance?
Well, good evening. I don't have as much as Dr. Gilbert, but just wanted to talk a little bit about the first few weeks in the position and what we've been working on, largely trying to get a handle on where things are at the moment. And so that has consisted of uncovering and making sure we're enforcing all of our procedures, making sure we're catching up on any outstanding invoices, making sure that we close out the payroll and accounts payable before the end of the year so we can move forward, and also taking time to get out, see all the facilities, see what condition they're in, see what has been done over the past few years with all the work that has taken place, and working to begin the budget for fiscal 25, which normally would begin before now, but we're getting that started now. So we will have that for you in just a couple of weeks, at least a draft of that. Just a couple of things I wanted to make the board aware of. It came to my attention that course fees had been waived during COVID and have been waived since then. And so I spoke with the superintendent, and we intend to continue that this year and revisit that with you and see what the wishes of the board are going forward from there. So just so there doesn't have to be a uncertainty when we're registering. And also, we are going to be reviewing one of the things that has become apparent is that we do need to review and significantly tighten up the use of the credit cards in the district, and we're going to be doing that very shortly. So I just wanted to kind of point out some of the things that have jumped out already, and we're going to dig in very deeply. And one of the big things that's coming is a changeover from the current Skyward financial system to the Skyward cumulative platform, which is kind of the 21st century version of it. And that will include the business office, accounts payable, payroll, and human resources in that process. So we have to get everything in order so we can make that a clean transition in the spring. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be able to give you a very nice, much more certain report on where things are and what the outlook for the district is. I certainly will be giving you updates along the way, but just wanted to let you know what we've been working on.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Neal.
Thank you.
Ms. Fountain with HR.
And good evening. Just wanted to give an update for HR. We are currently making announcements on Facebook, and I know our principals have made this on their pages as well, that we are hiring. And we have the flyer that's going around where people can apply, and you can apply on KSD 111 website under employment, and then it would take you to our application portal and Frontline. So I just want to briefly go over the hiring process. Applicants fill out the online application. Administrators then review the applications on Frontline for their positions. Administrators interview those candidates that they have chosen for an interview. A recommendation then for hire is submitted to the HR office, and then HR makes an offer to the recommended individuals and present those to the Board of Education. So each of our principals and our department leaders have access to their particular, well, they actually have access to all of the applicants in Frontline, but they also specifically have access to those who apply for their positions. If we have received several inquiries about if I would like to apply for a position and I haven't gotten a call back, what principals or who do I contact? And so we have here the phone numbers and the different buildings. And so we have Pregler, Ms. Pamela Powell. Taft School is Ms. Leffridge and Mr. Clark. Mark Twain is Dr. Sims. Edison, Mr. Kuster. Steuben, Ms. Joya Crosley. Lincoln Cultural Center, Ms. West. Kennedy Middle School, Ms. Arsenal Anderson and Mr. Robinson. King Middle School is Ms. Jackson and Ms. Toro. For Kankakee Junior High, we have Ms. Stacy Glenn as the principal, Michelle Dow, James Stevenson, and Sharon Sykes. And then at Kankakee High School, we have Dr. Albert Brass, Mr. Works, Mr. Bohenick, Mr. Warden, and Ms. Steele. We also not just employ our teachers and our paraprofessionals, but we also have opportunities for employment for buildings and grounds. We have Mr. Draper. For food service, Mr. Anderson. For technology, Mr. Dannenberg. And for transportation, Mr. Tudor. Those are the directors that will interview for their particular area. And finally, I just want to let everyone know that we have been hiring quite a bit of employees, and our new teacher orientation will take place the week of August 5th. All of those teachers that have came to fill out paperwork know when orientation is, and we're just looking forward to having a great orientation with all of our new staff. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board? I don't think so. Thank you very much, Ms. Fountain. Yep.
So I want to use this opportunity now to thank not just the Board of Education for affording me more than 25 transition days to get an opportunity to get acclimated with the Kankakee School District. But more importantly, I want to thank all of you who are in the audience tonight, as well as those individuals who are watching, and even those who couldn't even be here nor watch. First of all, I want to just share that more than 670 individuals participated in our thought exchange, which generated more than 23,000 ratings. And that is key when we talk about the themes across the district to help guide my work. So I want to thank all of you for participating. I also want to thank you for attending the meet and greet that took place on June 18th. The principals who are sitting in the room, I know I did not have the opportunity to meet all of you yet, but thank you for giving me your time, one-on-one and with Dr. Gilbert. The directors who are sitting in the room, also giving me a wealth of information to help me learn just a tremendous amount about Kankakee. And of course, I continue to learn from Ms. Fountain, who is our veteran on cabinet, who continues to be a wealth of information. But more importantly, I want to thank Dr. Walters. Dr. Walters, and I've said this publicly and I'll say it again, served Kankakee School District for 10 solid years. And my transition could not have been as smooth as it was had it not been for her extending herself to me. That meant answering my text messages, emails, spending time with me one-on-one. So I know she couldn't be here oh, she is here, okay. So I didn't even see you, thank you. So I do want to just take that opportunity, Board President and Board of Education, to truly acknowledge those individuals who've been instrumental to me so far in getting up and running. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that puts us at public comment. We have one person who signed up. I will remind you that we will recognize those who sign up who wish to make comments to the board regarding any topics related to school district business. We ask that there be no personal attacks and no individual identifications. The board will take all comments under advisement without discussion, which means the board will not respond tonight. If a member of the public raises an issue or concern that requires follow-up, either I or the superintendent will do so in a timely manner. Please give your name and direct your comments to the board. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. All individuals are to conduct themselves with respect and civility towards others. Mr. Robert Ellington Snipes.
Good evening to the superintendent, to the Board of Education, and your distinguished capacities. Just have a few notes because my phone has been ringing. I have met with individuals, and so I'm going to give you what they have given me. And then I'm also going to end with a quote from a Native American that I think applies, especially to this administration. Dr. Lance, thank you for taking the challenge. You are always going to be in our prayers, and with all the strength that I have and the voice that I have, we will make sure that we will undergird your administration to be successful for our kids and for this community. Let me first start by saying something that I always tell people when you come with me, with individual, when you don't have correct information, when people don't have correct information, they use their imagination to disseminate misinformation. So what we need to do is from time to time is stop a few rumor busters, but that'll be down the line. Why I am here, there is a issue that has been raised in the eyebrow and brought to the African American Improvement Association to address. So this is to the Board of Education. The community has taken notice, or individuals that's in the community, that of all of your assistant superintendents, one that is considered to be a veteran is paid $12,000 to $14,000 less than the other administrators. Now, we do believe in making sure that individuals are paid well, and please do that. But what they consider as a slap in the face is that this woman is a minority and African American and has worked in the district, and it has raised their eyebrows. I've worked with Mrs. Fountain over the years, and HR is a challenging position in this particular district, and so I would admonish you to revisit that if that is the case. Then to move on, let me give their synopsis. They said that this board should embrace equity, not disparity. So let that just chew on for a while. When it comes to Dr. Lance, you hear 1,000 things. Dr. Lance has started just July 1st, and she has taken the due diligence to meet with individuals in the community, from preachers to everybody. And so I hope you take advantage of the communique that she has opened up the doors, and that you will undergird her, because she has come in and she is the superintendent I know of inclusion, meaning that she included you. She looked for you all before you all had to go and find out who she was. And I have heard nothing from the ministers but accolades. So again, there was a pastor man that once says, "There's a poor duck that don't praise his own pond." Then I promised you that I would leave you with a Native American proverb that I think speaks volumes. The words are not plenty, but the message within the message speaks volumes. And the Native American proverb says, "No tree has branches so foolish as to fight among themselves." No tree has branches so foolish to fight amongst themselves. And the takeaway of that is that the tree and all its parts would die from such absurdity. I hope that as we embark upon a new beginning, that we unbound ourselves from the past so that we can live in the present and move forward into the future. Please, let's keep the focus on our children, because they are the pivotal point of what we are all about. Everything else can fall in place, and I guarantee you that it will, if we don't fight one another. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. First of all, are there any issues in the consent agenda that anyone would like pulled from that agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to remove two recommendations for employment. Mr. Greg Youngblood and Mr. Grant Penrod.
Motion that we modify the consent agenda by not including those two persons. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Baronis, seconded by Gathing. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Thank you. Archie? Yes. Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Right? Once that has been accomplished, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as it is before us?
So moved.
Motion by Gathing, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams, thank you. Is there any discussion? Any discussion or debate? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie? Yes. Bolin?
Yes. 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. Moving on to the action items. First action item was tabled from the last meeting. It's approval of the recommendation for salary increases for administrators for the 2024-2025 school year as recommended by the administration and the previous, actually, is it recommended by the previous administration?
Yeah.
Is there a motion relating to this action item?
Yes, there is. I make the motion, and I think there's a supplement.
Okay? You want to add somebody?
Supplement, yes, Willie Hunt
Okay?
with a 4% raise.
All right. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Williams. Motion is to approve the recommendation of salary increases as recommended by the administration, the previous administration and the current administration, with the addition of the Director of Security being added at a 4% raise. Any discussion? Any debate? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie?
Yes.
Baronis?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. The next item is approval of the recommendation to appoint Mr. Neal. You're already getting extra work, Mr. Neal, as the authorized agent, IMRF agent. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Gathing, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Archie. Any discussion or debate?
Ms. Johnson,
With Ms. Johnson, I'm sorry.
I can throw my voice.
Okay. Seconded by Ms. Johnson. Any debate, any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Johnston?
Yes.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie?
Yes.
Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes. 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. The next item is another item to appoint Mr. Harrison Neal as the treasurer of the Kankakee School District.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gathing, is there a second?
Second.
Second by whom?
E.
Johnson, thank you. Any discussion, any questions, any debate? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Verret?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Archie?
Yes.
Baronis?
Yes.
Gathing?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Bolin?
Yes, 7 ayes, 0 noes, motion carries. That takes us to the point of the agenda for information proposals, and that includes the monthly report regarding budget, revenues and expenses, cash and investment report. Any questions on any of those items? None require action. Last item of business is that the next Board of Education meeting will be at 7 o'clock on July 22nd at Kankakee High School, and that the last day of summer school is July 11th, coming up really fast. So hopefully we've gotten lots of successful results from summer school. If there's nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, having seconded by Archie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And Dr. Lance, may all your meetings be 23 minutes.